Hi everyone, we are happy to have here Alessandro and Alberto, authors of Domain-Driven Refactoring, to gather some more details about this new book.
Thank you for having us.
So let's get to start to know you a little bit more. So how did the collaboration come about?
The collaboration, we knew each other, I think that it's 15 years.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less 15 years. And one day Pact contacted me via LinkedIn and asked me if I were willing to write a book on refactoring. And of course I said, yes, of course, why not? And they said, okay, you have 9 months. And I said, can I bring a friend? They said, yes, whatever you feel like. And I asked Alberto, that obviously said yes, because we had already an idea of writing a book. So the request coming from Pact was just some kind of coincidence that being the right place, the right time, you know.
Yes,
and so we started writing this book. This is how it
Yeah,
was
honestly, write a book is something big too big.
At least for the first experience, to do that alone was daunting.
When
Because
Alessandro said, oh, I have a super proposal for you.
an opportunity.
An opportunity.
We can miss it.
Big opportunity, yes.
So we are on the topic. Let's move to the experience. How was it like to write in the book?
Writing the book was some kind of an emotional roller coaster that spanned from excitement and frustration and lots of green tea. But seeing after more than 1 year of weekends spent writing, battling on the naming of variables, what topic has to go before another topic, etc., seeing it physically done, it was really rewarding, and it was worth all the scars that we had during the journey.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for you, Alberto?
Just to remain the mountain environment, as Royal Robinson, a famous American climber, said, you don't have to climb a mountain just to put your flag on the top, but to accept the challenge to do it. And the same for the book. You have to accept the challenge to write step by step the book. Have a lot of discussion with Ale. Each week it was
discussions. Let's call that.
Okay, yeah.
That's a nice
I mean
term.
that is the best way to express this idea. No, I mean that this is the best way to express the same idea. And honestly, you discover what you really know and what you think to know when you write a book.
Yeah,
probably the best.
And I think that I come up with the conclusion that I already know that I know nothing. And writing the book, it's a constant reminder that you know nothing.
Yeah.
At the end, you discovered that. Yes.
Yeah, that's the idea that you know that you don't know.
So let's move to more technical questions, which are maybe the most interesting for those who are eager to purchase the book. And maybe let's start from why use domain-driven design in refactoring?
When your code smells like a swamp, you just don't build a bridge over it. You have to clean up it from the inside. And in my opinion, domain-driven design gives you the right tools to do that with a strategic pattern and a tactical pattern. And in our book, we cover the essential topics to refactor the code using the DDD principles, of course. But I think
our book is not principal about tactical or design pattern, because if you want to deep into this pattern, you can buy blue book or the red book, and there are other books that explain this pattern better than the one that they are. But the idea is if you have something that is valuable for you, as a software that is legacy because it's valuable for you, you have to refactor this because you are fear to touch the software, because you have the idea to insert bugs or regression in your software. The domain-driven design is the best solution because, as Alessandro said, he proposed a lot of patterns to understand the solution, the business problem, and recreate the solution in a better way. Yeah.
That's it. And how can this book help us understand where is the real technical debt hiding inside the code?
Throughout the books, we try to help you understand and identify, to spot the problem, the code that you usually sweat when you touch them, you know. And we try to show you the steps, the baby steps that you can follow to touch them, to change them, to evolve them without breaking everything.
Okay, but in practice, how can you do that? Maybe.
In our book, we try to explain how to proceed with baby steps, starting from the exploration of the domain, from a domain-driven design point of view, but also how to create the right set of tests that you need at each step to evolve your monolith in something that.
So you can work with the safety net. So you can work with the safety net and feel safe doing things.
Each step needs the properly test that's different from the steps of another one. And I repeat, starting from the exploration to split your monolith in a boundary, in the right boundary, and then create the right module around this boundary. And then just if you need at least of your process, really, if you need, you can split physically the module, your boundary in the physical application, microservices, or you prefer.
Clear.
This is the path that you try to explain in our book.
Yes, clear, yes. And what does it mean to move from an all-in-one architecture to a microservices ecosystem?
It's like when you with your whole family, you have just one closet, okay, and suddenly you move to one closet for every member of the family.
Okay.
Less drama, more freedom, you know, and it's something like that. But of course, microservices are not the solution. As I always say, I love monoliths. I love them, but you have to build them, nurture them in the correct way with modular monolith. They have to be prone to evolution, to be scalable, and if you really need it, you can move to a microservices solution. But in my experience, and right now more than 30 years that I'm in IT, for the major part of the businesses that came to me asking, I need a microservices, etc., the monolith was more than enough for years.
And I imagine you agree with this way of thinking.
I agree with that, because usually it starts in the same way. Customers come to you and, I need to split my application in microservices because I fear to modify application, because I need to grow and something similar. But I agree with Alessandro. Most of the time it
start small.
Yeah, stay quiet, start small. Refactor your application in something that you can modify with the peace. Stay in peace with yourself, not introduce bug, and when you need, also if you need, you can split the application in microservices, but not starting with microservices.
Right. Yes. And how do real cases, code examples, diagrams mentioned in the book can provide a clear roadmap to put new features into production?
Okay. I like to think that our book is like our workshops. It is full of code. Okay. It has real world examples, because we like to get our hands dirty and moving away from the theory. The theory is essential, but you have to see the code to really understand how the theory can become reality in code. And we believe that, and that's why in our book there is a full-blown application that evolve and change throughout all the chapters of the book. Okay. And so the reader for every chapter, see the implementation in code, in real code that we have in production. And so at least as a starter.
Right.
Yeah, for us it's simple. Show me the code is the law. Instead, we prefer to run a workshop instead to walking or to run a talk in a conference when we work together. And in our book, we like to left the reader a kind of real example that work, because the reader not just learn the theory through the chapters, but also can experience the
What does it mean to do this?
transform.
Okay, I understand the theory, but what does it mean to
Yeah.
put
Let's
in
do that.
code?
Tomorrow
We try.
morning, when I start to work on my application, how can start to work? Oh, you have an example to start.
We start from here.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. Yes. Thank you, guys. I think that's it for today. And we just want to remind the viewers where they can find the book, which is already available on Perché website and Amazon store.
Yes.
Yes. And do you have maybe some more advice for the viewers?
Well, when you're in doubt, just listen to the domain, and if you are even more in doubt, just read the book.
Yeah, and remember that legacy code is not your enemy. It's something that is profitable for you. So read our book to refactor your code.
Of course, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.